Let me quickly talk to you about Go Capital in today's conversation. The thing is, when you think about Go Capital, of course, you are speaking about business loans. You're also talking about merchant cash advances, business lines of credit, startup business loan. But most importantly, you're also talking about equipment financing. Okay, so not a lot of alternative business lenders will advance you equipment financing loans, but Go Capital really does that. So that's really good. Okay. So if you are a startup, if you are struggling to get business loans, now is your opportunity to actually qualify for a loan through Go Capital. So what is What is Go Capital? Go Capital is actually an online lending platform that offers a diverse range of small business loans to help entrepreneurs such as you and me, okay, start and grow their businesses. And the company, what I love about Go Capital is that they provide a convenient, online, and streamlined application and review process with a fast turnaround on approval and funding for both new and existing businesses. Okay. So I want to insist on that. Not a lot of lenders will lend you money if you are a new business. So simply because Go Capital is actually giving you the chance to actually get a loan, even if you are a small business or even a startup. That's really big, 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 big. Okay. And one thing I want to say also is that when it comes to how fast they will fund you, it takes about 2 to 3 days. So 2 to 3 days, you are able to get your cash real fast. And the cool thing is, if you repay up to 75% of your existing loan, you can actually apply for another one, for a new one. So that's really good from a flexibility point of view. You can get a lot of cash from Go Capital. Okay, and the company actually was started in 2013, and they are based in Miami. So this is a Florida-based company, and so they've been around for 12 to 15 years now. So this is still it's still decent. I mean, this is not like Landio or Balboa Capital, which has been around for decades. Okay, I mean, but 15 years, 10 years, that's decent anyway. That's something. So I want to talk to you about the types of business loans that you get through Go Capital. Like I said a little earlier, basically you have merchant cash advances, unsecured term loans, business lines of credit. You get also startup business loans, equipment financing, and you also have SBA loans. Okay, so Go Capital is actually an approved SBA lender. So when I talk about MCA, you can actually get a maximum of 5 million. So if you want to get a merchant cash advance, you get anywhere from 20,000 all the way to 5 million, and the terms here are between 3 and 18 months. Okay, so you have a large repayment window. The only problem is that factor rates are really high, so which makes MCAs very expensive through Go Capital, because their factor rate starts at 1.20, which is give or take 20%, and that's just the start. Okay, that's the start. So for some people, this can be very expensive, especially if you need cash and you need to really get as much cash as possible. You also have unsecured term loans. So through Go Capital, you can actually get anywhere from 20,000 all the way to $50 million. Can you imagine that? $50 million, and terms are 1 to 5 years, and fixed interest rates range from 6 to 25 to 26%. So something to really think about. And it takes about 1 to 2 weeks to actually finalize and fund your loan. So that's really fast anyway. If you're getting a maximum of 50 million and you're getting funded within 2 weeks, that's really good. What about business line of credit? Business line of credit through Go Capital go from 5,000 all the way to $100,000. You also have startup business loans. Startup business loans actually range from 25,000 all the way to half a million, with terms that range from 3 to 5 years, and in some cases 10 years. Okay, that's really good. If you are a startup, having the ability to get that much money is really good. For equipment financing, you're looking at $5 million maximum, and for SBA loans, you're also looking at $5 million maximum. So, what are the qualifications for Go Capital this year? So, if you are thinking about getting a business loan through Go Capital, you need to be aware of the qualifications that they are actually asking for. So, for MCAs, I will be giving you for each loan category the qualifications that they are really expecting you to have. So, you have MCAs. MCAs, there is no credit score because this is a revenue-based financing. For the time in business, they want you to be in business for 1 year. Your monthly revenue should be at least 30,000, and this is an unsecured funding product, so there's no collateral required. What about small business term loans? The credit score that they're asking for goes from 550 to 600. Time in business 2 years. Your annual revenue, that's $250,000, so that's about 20 to 25 grand every month. And again, this is an unsecured business loan. Okay, so there is no collateral required. What about business lines of credit? Well, here the requirements are less stringent. So credit score minimum 500. Time in business 1 to 2 years. The annual revenue they want 240,000. So that's actually 20 grand a month, and there's no collateral either. Okay. Now, for startup business loans, they are stricter. Okay, so the requirements are more stringent. So they want a high credit score. So if you are a startup and you want a business loan from Go Capital, they want you to have a minimum credit score that starts at 650. Okay, there is no requirement for time in business. There is no requirement for annual revenue. There's no requirement for collateral, which means what? The main focus here is on the credit score of the founder, okay? And what about equipment financing? So equipment financing, a credit score 550 to 580, time in business 1 year, annual revenue $360,000, okay? That's about 30 grand every single month. So this is, but for SBA loans, it's annual revenue half a million. There are collateral requirements because this is actually a government-backed sort of loan. So there are some requirements for collateral. You got to have assets equaling loan amounts over $25,000. One thing you need to understand here is that for Go Capital, you got to really have a clear idea about what the restrictions are in your specific niche, but also what the restrictions are for the specific product that you are actually are trying to borrow. Okay, so for instance, if you are in certain industries, you will not be funded. Okay, for instance, if your business covers like cannabis or hemp or whatever, you will not be funded. Go Capital really is trying to stay away from those industries. You also have if you have retail, medical, and dental practices, they don't finance those at all. If you have restaurants, also accountants, trucking, auto repair, construction, transportation, gun shops, IT services, insurance brokers, vets, e-commerce, but also funeral homes. Okay, so those are actually this is a short sample of industries they don't finance, not because they think those industries are illegal. It's just because in their business model they don't think it's profitable for them. Okay, maybe because the risk is high, the risk of revenue generation is kind of high, but who knows? So long story short, if you haven't heard your niche in the list that I just gave you, let me know actually in the comment section, and I'll let you know exactly whether or not your business qualifies for funding through GoKapital. Okay, they are updating their list every single day, so that's important to make sure that you're getting the most updated list. Okay, and not one thing I want to say here is that if you think about GoKapital, you have a mixture of direct lending, but also a lending marketplace. So by and large, like at least in most cases, GoKapital is not is not a direct lender. It is a lending marketplace, meaning that your loan request gets sent to multiple private lenders. So sometimes you might get multiple loan offers with different amounts, rates, and terms from different lenders. Okay, and GoKapital, this is something they have to work on. Right now, they don't have a mobile app, so everything is done actually online. Okay, they don't have a mobile app. You can't do the process through mobile. Okay, and they don't provide an online portal for certain industries either. So something to really be aware of. So how do you apply to GoKapital this year? How do you apply for a loan through GoKapital? I just said to you that they don't have a mobile app. So you got to go to their website, okay? www.gokapital.com. And so what you want to do is you want to complete their online application. They have a streamlined application, meaning that the process couldn't be easier for you as a borrower. So what you want to do is you want to have your first name, your last name ready, your company information, including the name of the company, the location, the structure, the contact information, and the revenue information. Revenue information whenever possible. If you are a startup, of course you don't have revenue yet, so you have to put NA, okay? And so when I speak about structure here, I'm speaking about the legal structure. So whether you are an LLC, you're an S corporation, you're a C corporation, or whatever, okay? So that's for the company's info. But you also need to supply your name, your personal name, your contact information, and your personal credit score whenever applicable. Okay, and you have to really state how much you are requesting and how you intend to use the funds. And finally, you will e-sign the application, which allows GoKapital to send it to lenders who might require a signed application from you. Okay. And then you have to provide documentation. So that's actually the next step. So once you give the preliminary info, they might ask you to back up what you just said. Like they might ask you for a driver's license, business bank statements, a voided check from your business checking account, so they can have some information about things like routing number and whatever. So now some loans, such as SBA loans, require more detailed documentation, right? So be prepared to provide business tax returns. So your 1065, your 1120S or 1120. Think about your personal tax returns in some cases. So your 1040, your financial statements. So from balance sheet all the way to cash flow statements. And finally, be prepared to provide also a personal financial statements, SBA form 413. And you want to select your funding program, okay? Because again, GoKapital is a lending marketplace primarily. So they have a diverse array of funding programs from merchant cash advances all the way to SBA loans. So choose the one that really fits your specific case and get funded. So the funding process is really fast, pretty streamlined. Now, post funding, you have a few things to stick to, like a few things to comply with. Okay, a few criteria. So MCAs require daily or weekly payments, which are automatically deducted from your daily sales. Term loans require monthly payments, and GoKapital offers early payment discounts. So that's really good. What about business lines of credit? Well, business lines of credit have a pretty flexible sort of set of criteria. They require weekly repayment or monthly repayment. Once you draw the funds, you can get an early payment discount and save on interest if you pay it off beforehand. Equipment financing requires monthly repayments, but it does not indicate if there are any discounts or penalties for early repayment. Startup loans have a monthly payment schedule and no early repayment penalty. And the platform's website doesn't indicate if you can save money by, let's say, paying off the loan early, but it does recommend paying it off early to free up cash flow on your end. And what about SBA loan payments? Well, those are monthly, and the SBA sets specific rules on early payment penalties. So, because the SBA process is a government backed program, so all the rules come from the federal government, okay? The only time an SBA lender can charge a prepayment penalty is if a company pays off a loan with a 15-year or greater term in the first 5 years of the loan. So something to really keep in mind. And so what are the advantages of GoCapital? Well, basically, if you're a business owner, you benefit from a diverse line of funding products to meet your needs. So since the platform offers multiple products and partners with a network of lenders, it really does boast a high approval rate. Also, GoCapital provides a simple online application, and you have instant pre-approval for qualified applicants. So depending on the loan that you are actually trying to get, you can finalize the loan offer and get funding within 1 to 3 days. Okay, and GoCapital also offers startup financing, which really differentiates it from many alternative lenders. It also provides funding for high-risk industries, okay, in some cases. And the diversity of loan products also provides flexible payment options. So that's kind of cool. What are the disadvantages? Well, some products are expensive. Like for instance, if you think about MCAs, MCAs can get really expensive, okay? Especially if the amounts you want in the first place is very high. And also, because this is actually an alternative lender, prepare to actually pay more in APR. Okay, this is not your regular bank. Okay, so just be aware of that. And so that's important. And what are the pros and cons here? If you think about GoCapital, the pros, you have various loan products and high approval rates, simple online application process, reasonably quick turnaround on approval and funding for most products. Financing is available for startups and high-risk industries. Good customer service, no extra fees or hidden charges. Commercial real estate financing options. On the flip side, as I just said, you have a high monthly revenue requirements. Okay, the rates can be high on some products or can be even higher for lower credit borrowers. So in the end, when you think about Go Capital, I want you to think about a platform that has been around for a while, okay? So this is a legit online lending platform. They've been around for more than 10 years, okay? And they offer all kinds of products. By the way, you can even get CRA products, so commercial real estate loans through Go Capital. Like you can have loans for investment properties, loans for rental properties, hard money, flip loans, bridge loans, foreign national loans too. So you have the possibility to get a loan regardless of the type of borrower you are, simply because this is a marketplace and you have a large area of lenders, and some lenders might like your profile while others don't. Okay, so that's something to really think about. But bottom line is, remember that Go Capital does ask for a high revenue requirements. So this is something that could discourage a lot of business owners. Okay, in some cases they want you to have 20 to 30 grand per month, and this could be high for some industries. So in the end, Go Capital is worth considering for your small business if you need fast working capital access. So this is kind of cool, and you can actually use this platform to actually to see how much you could potentially get. Okay, because this is actually a lending platform. You can try your luck and see how much you can get. And they even have a soft pull process. So basically, you can see how much you could pre-qualify for before you apply for real. So in conclusion to this conversation, I spoke to you about the Go Capital, and I explained to you what the lender is all about, what kind of business loans they have, what are the qualifications you need, okay, how to apply to this Go Capital platform, and what are the pros and cons of the platform. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.